Hi everyone, I'm JD from Willow Journals. Welcome back to my channel. I am a journaler, journal maker and teacher of journaling courses, and today I have two Junk Journal With Me episodes in this video because I am working over 2 page spreads, so that's 4 days in my daily journal. I'm using a Hobonichi Techo Cousin avec for my daily journal. And I've got a whole bunch of different pieces of ephemera, and this is a page from Daphne's diary. These are cutouts from Daphne's diary. Got some of my printables and other real life ephemera as well that I'm kind of just going to be adding to these pages. So the first page spread is the Friday and Saturday of this week that's just gone, and I like using ephemera that tells a bit of a story about what I did that day. So over the weekend I was working on some Daphne's Diary journals. You might have seen it in the video where I answered your questions in the video announcing the giveaway winner. And yeah, I like to, when I make a journal, keep some of the offcuts or the scraps from the journal project and just add them to my page somewhere, and that kind of reminds me that I was working on that journal project. So also it's pretty. If I have pretty scraps, I just like using them to decorate my journal pages. The piece that I'm cutting out now, that is a quote that I came up with that sums up how I feel about journals. Our journals are creative biographies where each image and word tells part of our stories and shares a piece of who we are. So all of this junk journaling that we do, where we write on the pages and include photos or ephemera, it's all just sharing a bit of who we are, and I love that. It's all a part of self-expression, and therefore whatever we put on the page represents a bit of who we are. And I love this creative outlet, and I love having a document of our lives and who we are in our journal pages, and because it changes over time. When I look back at my journals, I can see who I was back then, and I love that that's captured there, for all time for me to look back on and be reminded. So yeah, that quote is free, available either on my Patreon or buy me a coffee, so you can download that, cut that out if that's resonating with you or inspires you to journal. I absolutely love it, because it sums up why I love journaling. And then in the top right hand corner of that left page, I'm just gluing down the prompts for the Inspiration Journal course, because on Friday I got super motivated, super inspired, and just got it all done in one go, finishing it all up. So I got the whole printable PDF finally formatted, designed, ready to go. So that's a 30-page PDF of collage pieces with over 150 different items on that for you to collage with. I came up with all the printables for the materials, a little letter from me to you about the course, and all the information about the course. So yeah, that's all been done now, and then finally was able to launch the introduction to the course yesterday. So if you would like to check that out, it's just the previous video on my channel, and we officially start the Inspiration Journal course on Friday. So I hope you're having fun gathering your supplies. So I've just sped up the video to show my journaling here. Oh, I didn't mention what that green piece is. If you're wondering what that is, I did a quick drawing of sushi. So one of my friends was getting sushi for another friend and I, and I drew a picture of what my sushi looked like in the packet. There's 10 rolls, and I just said the prawn pack of 10, the prawn 10 pack. And at the end of the day, they were sold out. So she ended up ringing me and saying, they didn't have any left. What else would I like? So I ended up getting some tempura vegetable hand rolls, which were very nice as well. So yeah, I thought that was kind of cute, just including that piece of real ephemera from my life. of the little quick sketch of the sushi. And that reminds me of lunch that day. You know, we all sat down and had lunch together, and my beautiful cat Keanu is coming for a little visit. I love how he just walks into frame and just kind of lies down wherever he wants, and he just wanders around. There he is. His tail. So yeah, just journaling on the other side of the page now. And yeah, basically I just use little stars as my bullet points, and the star is my favorite shape. And yeah, just writing about how I got super inspired and worked on the inspiration journal course and got everything done, ready to launch. Look at Keanu. I love how he just sets himself down on my desk and he's like, hey, I want to be part of this too. Yeah, I love that he likes being part of my channel. So cute. Yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, just journaling about what I did that day. I often write what I had for lunch, not because it's anything amazing, but just because these mundane little details are what make up a day, you know? Like, you always think, well, I often thought that it was the big events from my life are the things that I'd want to remember, because you think that the mundane, everyday things you will remember anyway, because they're just the everyday things. But when I look back, it's like, no, I actually like having these little specific details of my daily life, because that's what really makes up the day, not the whole flashy big things, the one-off events, because you're going to actually remember those anyway. Like, it's the little everyday things that you think you remember, but really you don't. And so, I don't know, for me, it just reminds me of what I liked to eat at the time or whatever. So at the moment I'm having a phase with Cruskets with tomato, onion, salt and pepper on top. And you know, other little phases that I might have of different foods that I love. I'm loving salmon at the moment. My favorite food at the moment is salmon, which is bizarre. Like, just in the last couple of years, salmon has become my absolute favorite food ever. But yeah, in the past it would have been my favorite food used to be sushi. Before that, it used to be fish and chips. Before that, it used to be stir fry. You know, so all different favorite meals, and I like having it documented in my journal. These little everyday moments, and also recording that kind of detail can remind me of, you know, the order of my day, and can place things relative to each other by just writing these little details, and just bringing my day to life on the page. So just gluing in the quote here, and that's an example. All of these images that I'm sticking onto the pages and all of the words that I'm writing, these are the pieces that tell the story of my life. And yeah, it can be mundane and everyday and kind of boring, but that's my life. That's the real raw reality of it, and that's what I'm documenting, and I love that. So here's the second Journal With Me episode. I'm combining them together because I already have my videos planned for the next couple days before we get into the course on Friday. So I've got limited time to be able to put up videos. So I'm just going to put these two together. And this is for all of the people who like the longer videos so that you can sit back and relax too. So a big thank you to Xenia. She sent me a beautiful happy mail that came yesterday. So I definitely wanted to do a page spread dedicated to this, documenting this. And there's these gorgeous little papers with some cute cat images, which I definitely wanted to include. And I love this one too, with the books and the reading quotes and things like that. Two things I love: books and cats. Oh, and music as well. So there's these little stickers of these music sheets. So just choosing some that I might want to include on the page. And Xenia also included this page about one of my favorite books, The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. I've talked about this on my channel before, about how it's such a comfort book for me at a time when I needed it. It was like a big hug. It was like a friend. So this book I got 2 copies of, one to journal in. So I have used it as a journal, like a proper book journal, and I just write all around the words and the pictures. And then I've got another book that I use to cut up that I've been using in my journaling. So I've ripped out pages and added them to my reflections journal. And I think in my anchor journal, I dedicated a page to this book too. And I also have a page that I have included on my gallery wall. So just my favorite quotes I have been sharing in different ways, in different creative ways, where I can celebrate them and honor them. And I love, I've got my gallery wall. It's a string of fairy lights above my bed, and I've got these gold pegs and I've clipped different pictures to, and one of the things I've clipped to that string of fairy lights is a page from that book. So I love seeing it. I'm looking at it right now as I film this video. I definitely wanted to include that on the page. And then I'm just trying to arrange everything so it all fits. So I want to represent the book, the cat, and reading. So then I'm trying to just make sure there's enough blank space that I can write on, and then I go ahead and just glue these pieces on it, and then I can fill in the smaller gaps with some smaller pieces later on. But yeah, it was such a lovely surprise. Thank you, Xenia. Love your gorgeous happy mail, and I love that it shows some of the things that I love in my life, and that's all represented here on the page. Again, it's a creative biography, sharing pieces of myself on these pages. I was going to see if I could fit a photo of Keanu on the cat page, but I was running out of writing space. Some days I don't have a lot to write, but on Monday I actually I was called out for jury duty, and so that was quite interesting. A lot of waiting around. I was there for 2 hours and didn't get called in the end to have to be on the panel. But yeah, once we got inside the courtroom, it was so fascinating. That part was interesting. Learning about how it all worked, and they full on wore, the gowns and the wigs, and it was so formal, and seeing how they used the ballot system to empanel the jurors and everything. And I think they say challenge or stand down or stand by if they don't want a certain person up there. And yeah, it was really interesting seeing how it was done in real life. So it was kind of worth it just to see that. But other than that, it was a lot of waiting around. Also got to meet some lovely people, and got to just get to know some people, and got to meet a lovely crafty lady who loved to paint. And yeah, really, really fun. I brought a book, but I didn't end up reading it, because I just got talking to the people who were, sitting either side of me. And then after all of that waiting, I went to the post office and sent a journal. And then after that, I walked over to the library and had a look around, but I didn't borrow any other books because I still already have 3 books out. And I'm currently reading the Dictionary of Lost Words, and I've got a couple biographies that I have borrowed as well from a previous time. So I still got to work my way through those before I can borrow some more books. Going back to this page spread, I just stuck down 2 of the music stickers in some of those blank spaces, and then just cutting down this pink paper and going to glue that one down in that little gap there. And that allows me my journaling space, and I just love the decoration. I quite enjoy having my pages more visual like this, with meaningful pieces from my life. And I don't know, I really like it. I find I have a bit of a, I guess you call it a love-hate relationship with this journal. Some pages I love, but other pages I'm not a huge fan of. So sometimes, there's nothing really to journal about if I didn't do anything in a day, and I get really slack in my journaling and not very creative, and I'll just kind of scribble. and it's very messy and nothing stuck on the page. It's just writing scribbled all over the page. And other places where I've got blank spaces, hopefully I'll fill those in anyway, because that's what I often do. But yeah, I don't know, some pages I write neat and I stick on nice things and it looks wonderful. Other pages I just get lazy, I guess. I don't know. I think I should just tell myself to make the effort even on those days when I'm not feeling it, because future me will thank me for putting in the effort. Because when I flip through it, the pages that make me happy are the ones that are more visual and where I took the time and the care to actually write neatly. And yeah, even if nothing happened that day, I could still write out, I don't know, a dream I had, or question and answers, or something I'm grateful for. Like, I can still do something worthwhile rather than just wasting it and scribbling all over it. But you know, at the end of the day, that's part of my real raw life too. That's obviously how I was feeling at the time. Wasn't feeling it and just put, mess on the page, and that's okay. But these two page spreads, I made an effort. And it was made easier because I had the lovely pieces of ephemera that I could add to the pages. And yeah, very happy with how they went, and I hope you enjoyed this double episode of a journaling session. Lots of you requested more journal with me episodes, so a big thank you to you guys, because these are one of my favorite types of videos to make. I love journal with me videos. Love them. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed it, and I hope to do many more, and you'll see many more as we go into the journal course, with collaging on each page and adding different pieces that are meaningful to me. And I hope you may join me with that, and you can create your own pages that are meaningful to you. So hope you guys are all doing well, and I will see you guys in the next video. Be sure to journal your life, because your stories matter. A big thank you to my beautiful patrons who supported me in April. Thank you so much for allowing me to do this for another month. It really means the absolute world to me, and I could not do this without you. If you would like to become a patron in May, I will leave the link below to my Patreon down in the description box. That's where you get access to more videos from me, personal updates, printables, and if you're a Ruby patron or higher, you get every single digital kit from my Etsy with a new kit each month. If you would like to support my channel through a one-off donation, you can do that through PayPal to my email address, or through Buy Me a Coffee. And if you'd like to be part of any of my journaling courses, I'm starting them again in May, for the month of May, so feel free to email me to register. And I hope you have fun journaling your life, because your stories matter.